Ultimately, I wish I was still a well. Oh boy. I got my cake, I got my coffee. Let's talk about the deals that are happening in game right now and my squeaky chair. So, oh man, not the in game deals, but the web deals. Let's just actually bring it up right away. So, if you didn't know, Kabam is officially now. I don't know how if we're gonna be seeing this every month on one champion. I don't know any official posts. I haven't seen any, so excuse me if Kabam already said, "Hey, yes, we're gonna be doing this. This is our new norm." But $500 gets you a guaranteed 7-star. Man, I wish I was still a whale. So I remember the days when I used to whale out a lot for champions inside MCOC, and you would spend. I made a video, I would say almost like 2 years ago, that you would spend like between $400 to even $1,000 chasing that 6-star champion back then when I would well out, and I'm not that type of a player anymore. For me, there's different focuses now inside the game. I enjoy different things. But man, do I wish this type of introduction of champions was available back then. I even said it, like I said it, I was starting to say, I said it a couple of years ago. I can't recall what video or live stream I said it, but I remember saying it. Kabam should just sell guaranteed champions. Like, there's a point that you spend so much that you feel nasty for spending so much money and you still walk out without the champion. But here we are in 2024, towards the end of the year. Finally, Kabam says, yes, we're going to give you what you've maybe suggested and other players suggested as well, a guaranteed champion. I think things had to align and come together to make sense for Kabam. And that's kind of like at least the view that I'm seeing it. But let's discuss some of it. There's some pros and some cons. Here's my situation. My pro is I wish I was a whale still, and I wish I was spending like I was spending when I started the game and kind of got more involved into the game. My pace of spending and buying stuff has really taken back a lot. But man, I would basically say yes to this guaranteed 7-star. And how do you do it though? How do you buy this guaranteed 7-star? By the way, only on the web store. So if you're thinking of doing this and you're not seeing this in game, no, you got to go to the web store, and this is where you're going to find the option. So once you hit 500 points, market points, you are going to be able to get that guaranteed 7-star. It's going to show up in your notification in your game, and you claim it. So you got to buy this. Basically, the idea here is to buy the all traders bundles. On top of buying the bundles, you're going to have 12 crystals, 12 spins to be able to get them, the 7-star. And if you get them there, then you can kind of stop. But if not, you can keep going for the dupe or maybe get other 7-star champions. You're going to be getting other items on top of that, like 3,000 7-star shards. So for the big spenders, for the big whales, I think this is a great win, man. I think, like I said, I wish I was still that type of player. And this is what they needed. This is what I needed back then. This is what they need now to keep encouraging the spending and to keep those players happy. It's expensive, especially if this is going to be going on every month. Like I said, I don't know yet. So if it's going to be this month of October, we're seeing it with this champion. And I'm so tempted because I love the spookiness and the look of this champion. I still haven't had a chance to test him out yet. So we might do that maybe on a live stream. But you got to buy 4 bundles, and then you got to kind of like, I would say, sprinkle your money into like other bundles. Like they just came out with this glorious 7-star bundle. So it's a guaranteed, let's take a look. It's a guaranteed 7-star, a bit of an RNG because you're going to be spinning this crystal. It's not a Nexus crystal, so you're just going to get what you're going to get. But there's a list of champions in there. So that's going to get you to like $70 plus. You're going to need another 30 somewhere. So you can do that by like these daily cards. Like you can spend that, there's time for you to claim this basically 7-star jack. There's no rush. There's 6 days. Just keep an eye on that clock though, because if you're spending money and you're close to it potentially, and it might be worth, hey, getting that extra 50, 40, whatever the dollar amount you need to get to it. So like I said, okay, so the bad. Let's talk about the good. I think the good is it keeps the spenders happy. It keeps them like, hey, I spent this X amount of dollars. Like I said, those were my feelings back then. And I would walk away with nothing. And then, my like, this is how I would play the game. And it's silly now that I think about it, but you're going to listen to me. You might be in the same boat. I would buy an Odin's worth of deals or crystals, and then I would spin them out, pop them, whatever, and didn't get nothing. And then I would go, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I would get lucky if I get it in the first 10 crystals. Keeping in mind, that's still an Odin, right? It's $100. Then I would go for another Odin. That's 2. Then I would go for a third. And then at a third, I'd be like, dude, come on, I need to get something. By the 4th, 5th, if I haven't gotten it, I get pissed, I get mad. I almost don't want to play anymore. And then I'm like, I see somebody else get it. Then I go back and go and try another Odin or 2. So that ends up happening. Yes. I don't know. Kabam might be shooting themselves on the foot on this one, where they're like, hey, those players that were spending, up to $1,000 to try to chase the 6-star back then or 7-star now are now not needing to do so. It gets them to only 500. But also keep in mind, this is why I said it kind of like everything has to align. And at least in my view is that now with the web store, I believe Kabam gets more of that money. It doesn't have to split the money with Apple anymore, right? The source goes directly more towards, it still has to give some commissions or something to the company running the purchase store, because it's not them officially, but it's not as much as giving it to Apple or Google or whatever the phone provider you have where you're buying these deals in game, right? So I think more money ends up in their pockets, which is ultimately a good thing for us as players because it gets more staff, it gets them paying, it gets everything going. Basically, money is what gets this vehicle rolling. It's the gas for the vehicle, right? So yes, like that, I think, like I said, those are all the good positive things. The negative thing might be for those that are not spenders, and I get it. I hear, I'm not spending on these deals, and I understand the feelings now. The feelings are like, dude, the whales are just getting rewarded back to back to back, and don't think about it that way. You're gonna hurt yourself. You're just gonna you're gonna think that the game is getting away from you. It's not. We see players not buying or participating in all these deals and still keeping up, whether it's Alliance War, whether it's Battlegrounds. AQ is a little bit tougher because it's like the latest champions, the most rank up resources, the more 6 stones. AQ is a little weird. You kind of have to keep the spending on that one, but not necessarily. You don't have to be the biggest whale to be in the top AQ alliance, but you do have to spend some, and it doesn't have to be every single deal. Just pick and choose, kind of strategize, and you'll get along pretty well. So here's the thing: if the downside is that's what I was going to say. The downside is that the players feeling uneasy, feeling like the whales are getting ahead, feeling like the whales are going to always have the latest champions and rank 3, and we're going to have issues and like, wow, what if another top defender comes and like everybody has a 7-star? Guys, don't feel that way. I would say, I know it's hard to change your mind on that point of view, and you're gonna be like, Max, no, Alliance Warriors gets more difficult, Battlegrounds gets more difficult. Well, you can ban them. You can also ban them as a battle group. The champion, or offensively, actually, not defensively, but. Here's the thing, we'll figure out ways to counter these top defenders. We'll figure out things to be able to counter them. And Kabam always ends up coming out with also other champions and counters. But I would say, don't let that bother you. Think about more of how that benefits you as a player, this game that you enjoy playing, this game that you like to play. You're gonna have more time to play it. If there's more people buying into these deals, more people playing this way with the guaranteed 7 stars, it's just ultimately gonna be a better thing for the game, a better thing for you, even though in the short kind of maybe point of view, it's gonna be man, it doesn't feel right? But I would take that as a challenge to try to figure out how to counter these top defenders if one were to come out. And if Kabam continues, we don't know. Like I said, I don't know yet. It might have said something, but if Kabam continues this on a monthly basis, it is going to be expensive. Keep in mind, there's not that many players that are going to be able to afford this, like $500 each month on top of any other deals or programs or things that they're buying. You're spending close to like $1,000, maybe $1,500, $2,000. That's people's mortgages, car payments, all kinds of stuff. So it's only a handful of players that are going to be able to do this consistently. So know that not everybody's going to have the latest 7-star because of this. But for the few that are, this is really good. This is really good. I don't know, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know kind of what you're feeling, what you're thinking in the comments below. That would be really cool to figure that out, know more, because these are my thoughts and this is kind of how I'm feeling, kind of how I'm seeing it. Ultimately, I wish I was still a whale. But why did I bring the cake? Because I know there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be like, it's kind of like popcorn in a way. I'm here for the drama. They're going to be complaining about this. Hopefully, Kabam ends up, though, with all the monies that they're getting, hopefully they end up putting that towards fixing, not just creating. Obviously we need the creation, because if there's no new things to chase, there's no reason to play. But we need that, I guess, board base foundation to be solid as well. AI issues, game lags, all that stuff needs to be squared away as well. So if they're asking for money, we want some in return. Not money, but we want some issues fixed in return too. I would say that too. That's a good argument to have. But yeah, guys. Oh man, let me know your thoughts, man, on this one. This is pretty interesting. Take care. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.